by you introducing yourself and kind of telling us where you from, bro? What brought you to OC? What brought you to LA? The classic.
Uh, all right. My name is Ethan Nguyen. I'm 24. I'm from Seattle originally, but I moved down to OC, like I said, like 4 or 5 years ago. I went down there for college, did the whole fucking college thing, got a scholarship. It was cool, but having like a normal 9 to 5, I realized is not for me. Like I did entrepreneurship there, which is like pretty much like the most free thing that you can do in like business. And like I still felt like trapped. Like I don't know. I just didn't see myself going into an office dressed up in a suit and like talking about PowerPoints and shit all day. It was just not me.
No, that makes sense. I mean, I think a very small portion of the world can actually, or would want to actually do that, like, or is passionate about that. I have to meet someone that's like, bro, like, honestly, I'm so glad I'm doing this 9 to 5, and like, I think it's miserable for most people. So I respect it, and that's good. And what did so would you think entrepreneurship? Because I studied entrepreneurship too, and I thought it was mind blowing because it kind of opens you up to like doing your own shit and like starting your own whatever it is, company, brand, anything. How did
Mhm.
it help you to kind of get where you are now?
Uh, so at Chapman is really cool because we go to like it's like a pretty small school.
Mm-hmm.
And they would bring back a lot of like graduates who have like their own, they call them lifestyle brands,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically, or like businesses, and it's just like they make enough income to support their lifestyle, and that's pretty much just, that's where I'm aiming to go right now. And then eventually I want to have Broken be something where like I can put on people.
It's fire. And so, what's your brand? Tell us a little bit about your brand.
So my brand is Broken Collective. Tag is we all have something to fix, and it's just for people who grew up like me in like a broken home, type situation. And I don't know, I just want to like inspire others and let them know like you can do it, like even if everything's against you or whatever. Like if you have the drive, bro, you can do whatever the fuck you want, honestly.
That's a good point. Um, and so the no, I like the message. I feel like it can relate to like pretty much anyone and everyone because we all have something to fix, and you have to be a real asshole to say that you're perfect. And even that at that point, no one really believes you. So I think that really it's it's a good phrase to kind of tap into a lot of different individuals. And to that point, have you always been interested in fashion? Is that something that inspired you even like before you started the brand or before you had the message?
Yeah, so like I've always been interested in like in streetwear, I guess. And like right now, streetwear is in such a weird stage because I guess it's becoming, like mainstream fashion and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I think like streetwear is something that like anybody can wear in the streets, not like some crazy ass shit that's supposed to be on the runway. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's like kind of what I want to do with my brand. I just want to make it like as inclusive as possible so that anyone can rock it. If something speaks out to you, just like grab it.
Okay. So you want to make it accessible. And so what does streetwear mean to you? And why do you think it has been perversed in today's age?
Bro, like I said, I think it's stuff that people could wear every day in the streets and like not like stand out hella.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like the way I was raised, like gangsters move in silence and shit like that, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And right now, like streetwear has like its whole like it's on fucking HBO now. Like they have their own show and shit, which is dope. Like they're fucking showcasing artists and shit like that, which I think is fucking sick. But like literally there's a dude on there who like made runway shit and like he got eliminated first, but it's just like it just shows how people can what is the word? Confuse fucking streetwear with like runway fashion nowadays because like everybody sees like celebrities wearing like something.
Yeah. And I feel like even the big brands, like you'll tell me like Louis Vuitton, like all these big heads in the fashion industry have moved into streetwear. It can be sneakers, it can be, I don't know, whatever you entitle streetwear to, but something more casual, right? Instead of that high fashion, high couture. It's really, I think it became trendy, right? And
Yeah, no,
that sells.
the streets have become pop culture now, so it's interesting for
Yeah,
sure.
it is extremely interesting how that happens. Like it's funny because people demarginalize things and then they make it trendy and then it's hype, it's cool. It's like I can say for anything. It can be the guy that Banksy that used to spray paint on walls. That shit was hella illegal, blah blah blah, and then boom, it became trendy, and now it's kind of like a movement. What do you think about that process of like how society tends to?
Uh, I think it's just like anything new, people don't want to like fuck with it at first, and it just takes time for people to like recognize and appreciate what's going on. You know, like fucking anime and shit right now, bro. That shit's popping. Like anything Asian, like Korean drama, Squid Games, like all that shit is crazy right now. And like, bro, when I was growing up as a little kid, literally my friends would make fun of me for like talking about Naruto and shit like that. So it's just funny to see that shit like literally fully turn 180. But like, yeah,
And
I mean, it takes time, you know?
no, you're absolutely right. And I have a question to that. Do you think it's the same cycle over and over again, or does it tend to change? Do you think like something that went out of fashion and got into fashion again and then went out of fashion again, do you think we'll go back into fashion in the future? Or do you think it has to be kind of new things that go in?
I think everything gets recycled, but when it comes back with a new twist that makes it relevant, you know?
Okay.
Like the fucking jumper pants or like the big parachute pants, like those were trendy, or like the cable ones. Like those have been done before. Those were done like way back when. It's just like they went out of fashion and then they're coming back now because people are like adding their own little twist to it, which I think is fucking sick as fuck. Like
Hmm.
if you can, I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree. I think most art tends to be recycled. Like I don't think it's like even like something that's absolutely new has inspiration from something, so it has like
No, like exactly. Like it's really, 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 really hard to make something like 100% like original, if you know what I mean.
I think it's like pretty much impossible
Yeah.
because
So
someone down the line can go down and find a reference and be like, okay, this motherfucker did this in Mesopotamia, and whatever the fuck.
how many people are in this world, and like the chances of somebody else getting the same thought on the like the other side of the world or just down the street, bro, because you guys are in the same environment doing the same exact shit, like it's possible.
No,
So when people talk about like biting and shit like that, like yeah, there's obviously like obvious copiers and shit like that, but sometimes, bro, it's just like natural and like people get inspired by the same ass shit because they're
absolutely.
going through it at the same time, you know?
I think inspiration is huge. It's crucial, especially in the things that we do. But I think that's important for the artist to kind of be to recognize that he was inspired. Like I think the real issues are the people that claim everything to be original and don't want to even hear the story of them potentially having been inspired by certain things. It's like I think it comes from like it's very cocky to be that way. Like it's all
Yeah.
right, bro. Like I can be inspired and do something better, nicer, more comfortable, more anything. And still give credit to where it's due.
Respect your OGs, bro. Respect your OGs, bro. Like you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Like
Exactly.
literally, like where would you be if you didn't have them to show you the way, or like if you didn't see something? Like you asked where my thing of fashion came from. Honestly, bro, like growing up, like a lot of my clothes were hand-me-downs and shit. But like my cousins had like cool graphic tees and shit like that. I remember in middle school, kids were trying to make fun of me for wearing they called it OB, bro. They didn't even know what obey was. Like it was clowning. But like, yeah, I just grew up like getting hand-me-downs from him, and seeing all the cool graphic designs and shit is what really inspired me, I think.
I respect that. I think even there, bro. Like that for me is it should be like that. I think older brothers and older cousins should always give this shit back to the younger because it's just like it's the most one sustainable way you can have garments, bro. Like size to size, you just keep giving them down, and things should last. Like I don't vouch for the whole buy this trend today, sell it tomorrow, or like buy the next one when new season
Yeah,
comes.
bro. I just literally spent like the last 2 months looking for blanks for fucking these jackets that I'm trying to put out. I'm gonna do some shit with them, but I feel you on that. Like I want them, I want these jackets to like, or like the hoodies and shit that I wear. I want people to be able to have them for like years and give them down to their homies and shit or their cousins. Like I have a bunch of clothes I just give to my cousin every time he comes. So I feel
Exactly.
it for sure.
I respect that. But okay, so Ethan, you said you were hella into anime, hella into. Did you watch Squid Games, by the way?
Yeah, bro. How you did you watch that?
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah, I really liked people were like trying to talk shit about the ending on how he didn't get on the plane or whatever. Like you had to know through the whole time
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
that he's gonna do that shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, dude. I just feel hella bad for his fucking daughter, bro. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, dude, this guy did all of this, made the peas, super well,
Or daughter, right?
you know. Now he's just not giving a
How he
fuck.
has to go back to the island and shit.
Yeah. So,
But hey, sometimes I don't know, you gotta sacrifice. I mean, like, hopefully whatever the fuck it sets up as, like he can still reconnect with his daughter, but he's trying to fucking do some shit for like the greater good of people and shit like that. Like all those people that fucking died, bro. Like that's crazy. And like, oh, you don't even know how many games they had before that either, too. Like,
well, it's a great
fuck.
point, but the thing is that, dude, I feel like even that idea of like the billionaires doing a game with like, you know, poor people that have to like fight each other to the death. Like, I feel like that's such a like a you know, like we've all can come up with that idea, right? Like, I think there was like another movie, like a Japanese movie that was like the one with the high school girls or whatnot, the high school that they were brought on an island and it was kind of like a free for all. It's like where kind of Fortnite comes out of.
You're fucking. Have you seen the old movie Rat Race?
No, I haven't. What is that?
It's with like Whoopi Goldberg and like Cuba Gooding Jr. It's like a whole. It's a like old. I don't say early 2000s or late 90s, but a bunch of rich people get together in Vegas and they like give out this gold coin, like some like Willy Wonka type situation shit. And
Mm-hmm.
they start a race across America for like a huge bag, bro. And they're like just breaking laws the whole time. Like it's a comedy, so it's like they run into like funny ass situations. It's you should check it out. It's literally like hella reminded me of Squid Games for sure. They literally are wearing like red jackets in it too. It's funny as hell.
Really? I'll watch Rat Race. But yeah, I feel like that concept and that concept makes hella sense to me. Like I know for a fact that right now, as we speak, there's shit going on like that on some like real.
Oh, no doubt, bro. Like fucking, I was about to say like that shit's just like commentary on like society in general and how we operate. Like, bro,
Mm-hmm,
people are really like that. Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't understand how, but like people are really like,
Oh, like if you think about it logically, it's like these guys, like the hypothetically, like the people that were on top there, like the guys with the mask. It's like those really billionaire, rich ass people that have done pretty much everything. You know, like they have access to everything and anything. That at that point, I reckon that so little becomes interesting if it's not novelty. You know, they always need to kind of get one step further on their line of like craziness or fucked upness or whatever it is. And you can only go into fucked upness because if you're someone that craves so much, bro, and wants to go to those extremes, that you can't just want a wife and kids in a little house and like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
you have to go somewhere like, you know.
yeah, fucking. I mean, you just look at like El Chapo or something like that. Like, you like the shows describe it as like terrorist attacks and shit like that, but to him, bro, it's probably just like that's what he had to do. Like it is what it is to him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy how desensitized those like how desensitized people in like such high ass positions can be.
That's wild. It's wild. And I was honestly like, this is there was one time I watched a video on YouTube that interested the fuck out of me, and it was about this hacker, and it's like a 2 minute story, but I thought it was mind blowing because this guy was just he just put a blank video like all dark and like he changed his voice and he was just like kind of giving a story out, and the story went that you know he met this guy on this like hacking community thing, and this guy was like, look bro, I'm trying to find this, I'm trying to break this code. So like what he had to do was like these 10, 11 different levels which had to like you had to decode, find passwords, whatever. And this guy on the website has been trying to break this through for like 6 months, 7 months. And he asked this guy to help him, and he was like, okay, sure, this and that. And then they got into it, and he got really serious about it because he was like obsessed. He was obsessed into hacking. He was like very passionate about the everything. And so he just started trying to get into these deeper and deeper and deeper levels until that he got, and I'm doing like very long story short now because I don't want it for the, but so he gets to the last level, bro. And on the last level, he enters like, it's just this URL that's given for like the dark net. So it's a URL that you copy and paste on like Tor browser, and then it brings you to a specific link. Because that's pretty much how you can do anything on the dark net, is through just links, like specific, like meticulously done links. So he gets this link, reproduces it, puts it on, bro, and he enters this room that's called like the monkey room. Okay. And so he's on this room, and it's like all like, he sees like on the side of the web page, there's like a live chat of people talking. And these people talking are like, oh, last week's show was so nice. It's amazing. All these people like talking over each other and be like, oh, it was so dope. But you could see that like he noticed that they weren't really talking about what was going on, but they were just kind of hyping it up and excited for what was coming up. And then the timer was showing display. It was like, oh, your show will begin in like what X amount of hours, whatever, or like in 20-30 minutes. And then a little window popped up on the bottom that asked him, oh, hi, how did you get invited? Who gave you a link? And he's like, yeah, no, I was given this link by a private whatever. And so he stayed on. And boom, bro, the show begins, bro. It's like this live feed, bro, of this guy in a mask, super creepy ass dude. And he's like dancing around. He's like, hello, you've entered the monkey room. And this guy's like, what the fuck am I watching? And then boom, bro, the chat starts flooding up. So excited, this and that. Bro, and these motherfuckers start bringing live people, you know, like in the chat, live people like broadcasting. And then it was like to the highest bidder to choose what was going to be done to these people on live feed. And bro, these things are called like red rooms. And then after, like, I was like, what the fuck? So I started researching it, and it's like a thing, bro. On the dark net, there's like millionaires, billionaires, whatever, that outbid each other to do the most savage shit live on people. And I can only imagine that there must be people there physically that are like, you know, the real, really rich guys are probably there looking at it physically.
Like a fucking like one-way mirror, or just like
exactly.
Yeah, bro. Fucking that shit is like, what's going on in the world? I mean, the world's always crazy, but bro, today that's
let's talk about it, please.
Fucking crazy. Like kids are getting kidnapped every single day. Like, what was I watching that fucking made me think about that? Oh, did you watch the new Scarlett Johansson movie that they put on Disney? Fucking
Black Widow shit, even?
Yeah, no, bro. You should watch that shit. I think every girl right now should watch that. It's like crazy to think of. Or just like, because like the whole Black Widow system is just a bunch of like child soldiers and stuff like that, and like girls getting kidnapped to be like secret assassins and like topple hierarchies and like governments and shit like that. But if you really think about it, bro, like you just replace those girls with a bunch of kids right now that are getting sold to like child like slavery and like prostitution and shit like that. It's insane.
I mean, how many kids go missing in America yearly?
Bro, I don't know.
Honestly, we should check it out, but I'm pretty sure it's like, I don't want to fucking shoot a shitty number, but I'm pretty sure it's like about 200,000. Let me check. Missing children yearly, USA. Missing and abducted.
Every 40 seconds, a child approximate goes missing in the US.
Every 40 seconds.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
and like, I remember living
each year 800,000 kids, bro.
It's insane.
100,000 kids go missing every year, bro.
It's insane. It makes me hella thankful, bro, because like,
what? Bro, that's actually an absurd amount of children.
Fucking jeez.
No, but like, think about it. Like, where, what? Like, what can you even do?
I was about to say, I just moved from Santa Ana, and like, I don't know, I'd always, bro, you get like an Amber Alert or whatever they're called when like a kid goes missing on your phone, like at least like once every other week or something like
that's
that.
Insane though. Like, and this is like,
I'm not saying like Santa Ana's like that. It's just
like, no, but it's in general. No, you're right. You're right. It's actually crazy that we talk about this, because I actually had no idea that it was that bad. But the thing is that, and this is like in a most developed country of the world. Like, we're talking about the United States.
We're talking about the US, bro.
like think about somewhere else where like there's less, let's say, I don't know, like less police systems or like monitor systems for these type of things. I don't know, like India or whatever, but I can't even imagine how
Right.
many.
And like, yeah, people want to like talk about how they should make prostitution legal and shit like that, but like you go to a country where prostitution legal and like they still have hella fucked up like problems and shit. So it's just like a messy situation, like in all. But
um it just makes me think, bro, like where our priorities are, like as people, as a country. Like it's funny, like we don't give a shit about anything until it happens to us, you know. It's that type of thing, like, oh yeah, we know that this happened, but that's because we're so desensitized of like murder, death, and pillaging. Like we hear it every day in the news. It's always there. It's constant. We see it on the streets when we see a homeless guy. We, you know, but we just, it's crazy because it's interesting even to on a personal level, because how did these things affect you when you were younger, when you kind of didn't have that desensitization, like when you were just kind of raw to it? How did it affect you to see poverty or like misery?
fucking honestly, bro, I grew up in some crazy ass shit. If like, um, so like, not to get too into it, but I grew up around some big drug dealers and was involved in like a fucking crazy ass raid, which like changed my whole life and everything. But like before the raid, I seen like, bro, the first time I saw coke was when I was like 7 in my bathroom. The first pound of weed I saw was probably like 8, and I pulled it out of my fucking freezer in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen a lot of crazy ass shit, and I think I've been desensitized because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was a kid, bro, I thought that shit was normal. Like I thought everybody else's parents came home with like $100,000 in cash and like spread it on the ground and shit and counted it out. Like I thought that's what people did after work. I didn't know, bro,
Yeah.
until like I got a little bit older and started watching like movies and shit with my parents and like uh oh, so this is what the bad guy does. And then like, oh, okay, like I see. And like I started catching on. Like when we got raided, bro, I wasn't really that surprised. Like I kind of
How
knew it was
old
up.
are you when you guys got raided?
I was in 5th grade, so like 10 or 11, something like that.
And like full fucking SWAT team just pulling up.
So I'll have to take a rip before I explain this shit because it's like a little like,
You do
some
you.
heavy shit. But I am totally down to go into this because like also this is what like inspired the brand for sure.
Uh-huh. I respect it, bro. Hit it. Extend it. I'm gonna get some water.
All right, so cold winter day, February, Seattle, motherfucking like 5 in the morning, and all we hear is, like it's
Uh-huh.
fucking battering ram, bro. And I thought it was gunshots because like where we lived, our car windows and shit have been shot out before, and like a kid got shot and killed at the basketball court down the street. So like that shit was normal. And then it kept going. I was like, this ain't normal, bro. And as I am getting woken up, I used to like sleep on my stomach, and where I was sleeping, it was like right under the window. So when I looked up, all I see is boots. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like
In boot.
black, like fucking
Oh wow.
boots and fucking I'm like, huh? And then I hear my dad, he goes, oh shit. I'm just like, from there I know it's raps, bro.
Uh-huh.
I hear him walk upstairs. He gets tackled. There's like a commotion. And then I start hearing a bunch of footsteps go down the stairs. I'm like, all right, here it comes, bro. And my heart was beating so fast, like because I was laying on my stomach. I swear to God, I could feel like my heart just lifting my body off the ground
Mm.
while I was laying down. It was crazy. Like that's the most excited I've ever felt in my life. But I hear them, and then boom, our door gets busted open. They like push it open or whatever, and I just see a barrel, bro, long ass fucking M16 barrel, M4 barrel, whatever, and fucking I want to say like 6 agents are in my room, and it's not like that big, and they're just screaming like, "Where's the dog?" Blah 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 blah. We had a walk-in closet, and bro, if I said we had a dog, they're gonna fucking blast that fucking closet, bro. But we didn't have a dog, luckily, so they just like kicked that shit down and literally start escorting me and my sister upstairs to like the living room. Mind you, I'm in my motherfucking boxers, and they wouldn't let me put on clothes, bro. Like the cops are really like that in raids. It's just not, they don't give a fucking single fuck about you. And so we get upstairs, and like the goddamn, I think it was a SWAT officer, because bro, we had SWAT, DEA, FBI, all the fucking acronyms in the house, bro. But this motherfucker was like, "Oh, blah blah." He's like, "You know what my kids are doing right now? Like in the middle of a raid, trying to like console us or whatever." I'm like, "No, what are they doing, bro?" And he's like, "They're watching SpongeBob, getting ready for school." I'm just like, "The fuck? Like, why would you tell me that? Like, that just makes no like." I don't know. That shit was hella goofy to me. And then they dragged our dad away, and then they like left his fucking number, and it was like supposed to be like, you can contact this number to figure out where your dad is, bro. So they left. We called the number, disconnected. I'm just like, that probably that's the hardest I've ever cried in my life, is after I got that like the beep 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 of like, you know, when you call a number and it's not fucking live. uh and then yeah, bro, we got adopted by our aunt, thankfully. Like that's what I was saying. Like, I'm hella thankful I have a big family, bro. Like, if that shit happened, we had no family, it's straight to foster, and like,
That's a good point, actually. It's true.
nah,
And
bro. Like,
foster, I can't even imagine. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't.
I met some kids that have grown up in that in the system, and like, it's not cool, bro. It's not like,
It's not made to benefit. Like I feel what's and that's another interesting conversation. Like something that is meant to kind of curate a child's like adolescence, right? Like fostering homes or whatnot. Like they don't work. They're not efficient. Is that what you say?
yeah, bro. I mean, like, only 3% of kids that go through the system end up graduating from like college.
Interesting. And why do you think it's like that?
Like,
Is it because they don't have the right professionals, or why do you think it's
uh, it's the whole fucking bullshit ass thing that fuck, was it the Reagans that they put in, or
interesting?
I think, I don't know, but one of them, bro, uh fucking put in this law where like, if you get arrested for like 6 months to a year or some shit like that, you can automatically lose your guardianship. And like that puts a lot of kids in the system. And
Oh
then
wow.
yeah, bro, and like after that, bro, it's just fucked up. Like,
So they're just like overwhelmed, would you say, with the amount of children to even take?
yeah, there's a lot of kids, and then like the people that are doing it, bro, they're not like the fucking, they're not angels, bro. They're doing it for the bag. Like, I would say like
Interesting.
a lot of them are just doing it because they know they could half-ass take care of somebody and get a check for it. So why not do it?
You have to be a fucking dog, bro, to not get into that type of business, or to get into that type of business for the bag. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much shit you can do for a bag, and like that seems like you have to be a fucking dipshit to. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That shit's fucking crazy. Fucking stay out of gangs.
yeah,
Don't don't fucking don't do that shit.
it's a good point. Um,
Streets is not worth it right now. It's so watered down. Like, no, just don't even. No.
Even that, like I can't. Like maybe I've always thought about it, dude. Like at the age of like the whole Al Capone shit and stuff, like being gangster was maybe like doing.
Back then, bro, like when there's loyalty and respect, like the whole mob, bro, that's a whole different thing. Like the mob is crazy. The loyalty and respect and that shit is like,
I mean, the mob's still good, though, even today. Or like,
yeah, I would like compare the mob to like the fucking Yakuza, bro. Like,
yeah, yeah. I mean, bro, the mob in Italy, the southern side of Italy is run by the mob.
bro,
Like,
so the old heads now realize, like that shit's not worth it. They all work fucking 9 to 5 jobs now, and like they're not standing on the fucking corners anymore. And like everybody nowadays just will fucking shoot you for anything. Like I just read about this fucking story in Seattle, and this kid just fucking died over the weed, bro. Like
over what?
kids die over weed. That shit's so fucking sad to me.
Over weed?
Yeah, I think he was like 19.
Oh my god.
It's fucking stupid, bro. Like over like
Bro, but
that shit, like that bag was probably, it's Washington, like that bag was only like $900, $800. Like
imagine, imagine a life loss over. No, you're right.
over fucking something that wasn't even 4 figures, bro.
Makes you wonder. Huh?
It's crazy. And like right now with the whole fentanyl shit too, like stay off fucking pills, kids. That shit's not cool either. Like I have this, where the fuck can you see it? It's a fucking rose. Like, cause fucking so many homies passed, and like I'm not trying to throw roses for homies no more. Like that's not cool. Don't fucking do pills.
No, exactly. And pills, bro. And pills, bro. That's well, you see, bro. I've lived in Europe. Only the U.S. are so crazy on pills like that, and it's because, bro, our pharmaceutical industry is pumping them to the fucking max. No, but it's true, bro.
I'm smiling because fucking I have like
Like,
a bunch of problems or whatever.
uh-huh.
But like literally every time I go to a therapist, bro, they want to fucking prescribe me some shit. I'm just like,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I tried it, and like you feel different, and when you try to get off of them, you have like dependency, bro. It's not, I don't know, like some people can do it, and like kudos to you if you can go that way without abusing it. But a lot of these kids out here, bro, know that they can just fucking go and make up some shit, and they'll have like a fucking Xanax prescription or some shit.
And dude, and Xanax is just in my like it's really like fucking it's extremely addictive, and it can like it tires you, like for me it seems like it's the type of thing. And then once again, I'm not an expert in the medical field at all. I don't understand why this and that, but from my opinion, it seems like it's like you have a disease and you're just kind of curating the symptoms, right? It's like I'm putting a bandage off the scar, but I'm never really stitching it. You know, it's like
Yeah,
it would always keep leaking, but I just keep putting a bandage, so it's to on a daily, which only in my opinion means that I just need to keep buying this bandage, right? Because if I was fixed and sewed, I would just be okay and be fine.
facts. No, I mean, I was literally about to be. It's just all about this, all about the bag. I mean,
I mean,
they're probably panicking because of weed, bro. Like that
no,
shit's
but they put weed onto that level too now, bro. Weed is becoming extremely lucrative for them in like crazy amount of ways. But I mean, they managed to even put a label on that one. Like they're selling that, and it's being taxed, and it's being brought back to the government and whatnot. So now even
support your local growers, man.
yeah, exactly.
Learn how to grow yourself. It's not that hard. It's a
No,
plant. It's
it's
been
true.
growing for fucking thousands of years. It's really not that hard.
And I think it's like poetic too, bro. For someone that grows their own weed and smokes it, bro. I think there's like a beauty to that. Like it just shows like a
It's
whole extra curation of like that. I think
definitely not gonna be able to just grow what the fuck you buy out the dispo right away.
no,
But
exactly.
it'll take some time. It's like fucking learning how to garden and shit, but it'll be worth it.
I mean, it definitely is. I think, dude, I think gardening should be taught to every single child that lives, because I think it's just like it's important, bro. Like it's facts. Like,
Sustainability, bro, for sure is something that like we need to emphasize more in schools and shit like that. I mean, like, I took like some econ classes and stuff in high school, but like they didn't. I mean, like it's just learning more about the environment, not really how to fucking solve the fucking problem. You know,
Mhm.
I think that's a big thing that these next couple generations, this generation is gonna fucking have to deal with for sure.
But the thing is that, bro, like, and this is why I've always had a very pessimistic view of the whole, and which makes me part of the whole problem, because I'm the type of person that will be like, look, I won't change my ways because I know that one person changing their ways doesn't make a difference, you know? And especially if I compare myself towards like the people that can make a difference, I'm like, okay, I today can change my ways and make 0.0000001% of change. But I know that there's people on this earth that could change their ways and in 1 second round up 30% of the world's change, 40%, you know, things that actually matter, that can make a difference. Like, I have to be the one singular guy trying to fight this whole pack where like I know that there's people that are going against me, right?
And bro, I have that same issue with myself too. Like, I'm just like, you think of like, I be tripping and shit, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have ego death and stuff, and you like realize like how like irrelevant you are in this like galaxy, you know? And but at the same time, like it all starts with yourself too. Like you gotta make the change you want to see in the world. And then eventually you're gonna start influencing other people, and they're gonna start seeing like, oh, like damn, like this school is like making like a positive impact or whatever the fuck it is, you know? Like actually you just gotta do it, like fucking stupid ass Nike. Fucking but yeah, just do it, bro. Like I don't know.
That's a good point.
That's the thing I've realized, and like people are like, damn, like how do you have a brand and shit? Like I never knew you're an artist, blah blah blah. And like, bro, you just gotta fucking send it. Like, just do it. You never know until you fucking try.
That's a really good point. And I think that's with everything and anything, you know.
Oh, of course.
You know.
Like I started off this shit with, bro, like if there is a drive, it can be done no matter what. Like if there is a drive, it can be done. That's why you hear about like crazy ass stories like Oprah and shit. Like she came from gutter and like look where she is now.
But the people have, like, I think people have to realize as well that within that journey, it's not just ascending it, but it's like a continue sending it. It's like it's
Oh,
like a daily fucking, like sometimes you're like under the rain, bro, and you don't have an umbrella, but you have to still walk the walk, you know, and you're like, fuck. And
it's a lifelong fucking mission, bro. It's not something you're gonna just pick up one day and then it just gets easy from there on out, bro. It's a grind always. I don't know, if you're not grinding, then there's a there's an issue if you're not grinding. I don't know, in my opinion.
I think there's a beauty to it, Pruitt. Like that shit's probably one of some of the most rewarding things that you can do. It's like building something for yourself and seeing it like bear fruit, you know?
That's like the main issue I had with like, because I've worked since I was like 15, and like, bro, like those 9 to 5s, like clocking in, clocking out, like you don't, yeah, you get a check, but like you don't get to see the fuck your impact is really. Like I was working in retail and like restaurants, and like yeah, people are happy with their food and like what the fuck they're buying, but like material to me, I don't know. Restaurants are cool. That's like a little different, but especially like working retail and seeing like actually I definitely wanted to like have my own brand. That definitely inspired me to have my own brand as well.
That's sick. And I think even that's important. I think that but I do think it's subjective to the individual, but I do believe that there's just such an ease, and it's like the system or the structure just allows it to be so comfortable, you know, like people can find positions of comfortability within like being just like, you know, because at the end of the day, look, and this is the point that I'm trying to make, like you need people to like make the system move. So you need the clerk at the store, you need the retail lady, you need the seller.
So all the fucking hard blue collar workers out there, like bro, like we need you absolutely here.
It's crucial. It's like absolutely crucial. And like, and I don't think that, and that makes like,
that pisses me off so much when people are like disrespectful to those people. Like
for real, bro. Like
just fucking do their
Like for me, it's like it's the utmost respect because it's like the most crucial people that you need for the system to all work. And the funny thing is that they don't even realize how crucial they are. They really like probably feel very self-conscious about their job, about what they do or whatever, and they don't realize that they're like the bolts and gimmicks and to make it all go round.
the gears that make it fucking
Exactly the gears. But I think that's specific to like individuals. I do think that there are some people that, as I said before, like like the really rich billionaires won't be content with having a wife, a house, a children, and a garden. But the people that understand simplicity, which I think, bro, it's one of the most beautiful things there is like simplicity. It's like being able to be satisfied with not the bare minimum, but with what you need for to life, which is food, love, family. Like there's some people that couldn't be satisfied with these things that are just
it's okay to be comfortable with that shit. I'm just saying, like, fucking strive to be bigger. Like, I want to be at the billionaire status, but I don't want to be in the fat ass fucking mansion and shit. I want to be able to like put, if I'm a billionaire, bro, that means that like most people I come in contact with, I can put on and change their lives for fucking ever. Like
everyone. If you're a billionaire, you can
what
probably
I'm trying to do, bro. Like, fuck, I mean, like, I don't know, bro. Like, America's built such a weird culture where, like, we talk about like the top 1% and like how much fucking money they hold, and like they could literally end so many world
everything, bro. Like in a snap, bro. Like I know that just the U.S. alone.
Thanos, bro, just in a snap with their
exactly. But the U.S. alone spends like in just our military budget like 20 times around the United Nations whatever missions for the year. Like we have like these missions
about that, bro. Goddamn Afghanistan, holy
like
shit.
Yeah.
Like
ludicrous.
So like
ludicrous.
I'm part Vietnamese. I'm Vietnamese, French, and Pakistani.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was fucking taught to be very, very proud of that shit. And like knowing that my family came directly because of the Vietnamese War, and then to see the Afghanistan war unfold basically in our life, literally in our lifetime, bro, to see that shit repeat itself is so like, nah, like it's SMH. It's just bad. Like, bro, like what the fuck? How
bro, like
let the same exact fucking thing happen again, and even worse. This time we left a bunch of shit, and they have hella tech, and they're gonna be there for a minute, bro. And like the shit that they pull over there is not like what we think is fucked up. Is just like we have no idea, bro. It's insane.
You're absolutely right. I think it's even crazy to think that it was possible to go, or like it was possible to for that even to occur. Like as you said, like I think leaving the weapons there, leaving the cash there, do whatever we did there just makes absolute zero sense from like a strategic point, from a military point, from a safety point. There's nothing that really is coherent in the story. And as well, bro, I think that with this the generic storyline of like us being the light bearers that go to Vietnam to save them from communism, or that we go to Afghanistan to install democracy. It's like it's funny because
when the fuck does that shit work?
No, but not only that, it's like the story that the individual like I that lives in corporate America that wakes up and goes to sleep and works in the system can tell myself. Like I can tell myself this thing to go to bed. I'm like, it's okay, because I mean most people won't do the investigation because they don't have time. Most people have to live. Most people have to pay bills. Most people they don't even have the time to start investigating why we're going into Afghanistan, or why we're doing in Iran what we're doing, or why we fucked up Libya, why we
tells them, and the media fucking is trash.
But no, but it's like, bro, like honestly, and I do really recommend, like there's this video of this girl called Catherine Austin Fitz, and if you're actually interested in it, bro, this woman is mind blowing because she worked for like the Bush administration, and she's been working in media ever since, but not really media, but she's like a money person. She went to finance schools, and she's like her whole thing since she got out of college was like following the money, because she was like, look, I met all these grown-ups in my life, and most of these grown-ups lie to themselves, lie to each other, And the only time you really get to see the truth or like what really is occurring is when you see the transactions, because like our society and the whole world at this point is built upon transactions, of real like value, like money that goes here, money that goes there. So she started going into like really deep of like trying to figure out where the money goes or where the money does. And bro, now she's like 50 something, and she's actually proven and done like things that have she's noticed allocations of money being moved from like, you know, treasury funds, from department funds, like stuff like within the government to and boy, this whole story is crazy, but to actually create the banking system that we're in right now. Like after World War II, like something had to be done. They wanted to kind of mitigate the power not from the government but to the bankers, to like the and that's why the dollar became so influential. That's why the petrodollar became huge. But just this woman noticed all these things and still to this day is criticizing them, and nothing is relatively being done about that. But it's like today we're okay with, you know, being, I don't know if that made sense, but I all that to say that I'm gonna send you this
It
video.
sucks is like, I mean, like, yeah, bro. Everybody, we all fucking go to college, or we're all taught to go to school, to go to college, to fucking work a 9 to 5 job, to clock in, clock out, pay your taxes, fucking be a good citizen, blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't know, it's weird. I like back then, like a lot of people, you're judged on like, yeah, your money reflects on what you can do to society, but not always. And like back then, you're really like, oh, like this fool fucking, he's a steelsman or he's a steels worker or whatever. Like his last name is Smith, bro. What the fuck do you think he does? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people had value and shit, and like now it's weird because like a fool with like 1 million followers on TikTok and shit is fucking just dancing in front of a camera.
No, it's crazy. I mean, bro, I think
Fuck is that really doing for society?
yeah.
Yeah, you're entertaining people during the fucking pandemic.
No,
But like, bro, like if you have that following, bro, you really better be out there making a change and fucking changing your neighborhood, because like the influence you have is fucking insane.
That's facts.
Like if you're really just doing that to go fucking chase the bag, live in LA and fucking like, nah, bro. Like that's the thing about living out here too, is realizing how like seeing the behind the scenes of that shit and stuff, and how crooked that shit is too, and like the contracts that the TikTok kids have to sign to like live in these fucking houses and stuff like that. Like people don't realize like those kids are like literally forced to film like every fucking day, bro. Like they don't have a choice either. So like, but hey, you put yourself in that situation, bro. You gotta lay in the bed that you made. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. That's a good point. But even there, I think it just even that it's another point that for me it can only perverse children, bro. Like children today are just so, it's scary to me, bro. And I'm so glad that I was born in an age where like I was like right in at the crisp, and I think we were born right at the crisp of like this technological innovation. Like my first laptop, I had the iPod Touch or whatever the fuck it was for the first Apple stuff, but like that thing wasn't there. Social media wasn't there. There wasn't a constant need of like
I
approval.
remember having to rewind my fucking cassette, my VCR tapes, bro, like
Yeah,
old movies and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that stopped when I like probably turned like 6 or 7. Like, it wasn't for long, but like I remember having to do that shit. I remember actually having to press buttons on the phone. I remember like fucking one being ABC, like,
I fuck
oh,
yeah, bro. Fuck yeah.
bro, like
But
it's
that matters, bro. But and the thing is that like being born today is fucking scary, bro, because it's just like it fucks us up. Like it fucks me up sometimes, like this constant need of like gratification, because it's like installed in all of us. It's like it's there, it's constant. It's like I can't go away from it. And I can only imagine how it can fuck up children, bro. Like
they're
imagine.
coming out with a new Matrix this year, I think.
I saw that. I saw the fucking thing there. It's kind of
And I
weird.
think everyone should go back and rewatch that trilogy, bro. It's
Absolutely.
it was ahead of its time, bro. And like the
Absolutely.
creator even said it's about the LGBTQ community, like the real like story of the Matrix, bro. It was about like the trans community and shit like that. And like that's crazy. Like bro, it's mind blowing. And the
Mm.
fact that they're able to bring it back this year is gonna be fucking sick. But like,
I saw the trailer.
that's
It
what
looked
you're
kind of
saying. Like,
cool,
we're
man.
all programmed, bro. We're all programmed from birth. From the second we fucking see something on that screen, we're being programmed to like follow some type of fucking agenda.
And you see, and you don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist to like see between the lines.
I recognize that. I mean, yeah, bro. It's not even
But today, even that word is thrown away so lightly. It's like, oh, conspiracy here, conspiracy there, and like you're just like put in this, and which even that is somewhat a program, like being segmented or being put in that pool just because you're willing to. I don't know, bro. Ask yourself a question or two, like being like, okay, why? Why am I? Why is it like this or why does it? I think curiosity.
see, we saw government uh criminalize fucking psychedelics, and now you see it coming back. That's another thing that inspires my stuff, is like stuff that you can look at while you're tripping. I like to describe it as the
But you
yeah,
tripped often?
open your third eye. In high school, bro, honestly, I did a lot. Um and I was going through a lot of stuff. And I also, that's why I'm very happy to see uh shrooms being implemented for like treatments for like depression, like PTSD and stuff
I think
like
it's huge. I think that's huge, actually.
fucking major, bro. Like that's
Hmm.
so sick. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I trip, I let the psychedelics come to me. I don't really like to try to like go out and I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to
It
you.
does. It does. I feel like it's the type of thing where you don't really seek a trip, but the trip kind of seeks you, and then you find yourself in a
Yeah,
moment
I
where
mean, like
like,
the opportunity presents itself, and, like the vibe is good. You know, it's all about like if you haven't tripped before out there, like it's all about fucking the people you're with when you're doing it. Honestly,
hmm.
don't do it by yourself the first time unless you're like very strong minded and you know yourself to the T, which
Hmm.
I don't think a lot of people at our age, you know,
Hmm. It's a good
are
point.
like that. So fucking do it with some people you can talk about it to, and like I really like you can. I don't know. It's a different feeling for sure.
What type of psychedelics have you done like I don't know, like more crazy, not crazy stuff, but like more out there, like ayahuasca or like DMT or like
Yeah. So I tried some DMT a couple months ago, maybe like a year. It's been a while, but I liked it. It's kind of like I didn't break through because I wasn't really trying to yet because I was only 20. I don't know, whatever what my reason was, but I wasn't really trying to break through. But if you only do a little like dose of DMT, it kind of just feels like a very strong acid trip. And like your
but it
vision.
only lasts like X amount of time, right?
Yeah, and it's only like 10-15 minutes. And then after that, bro, I literally fell asleep because like it was probably like it reminded me of coming out of like hot yoga. Like I felt so relaxed. Like my body was just like not dead, you know, but like it was relaxed. Like I was ready to just like I literally closed my eyes and I was out. And it was just like, damn, I've never had like maybe like the first time I ever fucking took a chop or like smoked nicotine.
Fucking
That
chops,
feeling,
bro.
you
The
know?
fucking chops, bro. That shit, bro. That shit's deadly though. You gotta be careful with that shit, bro.
Oh, facts. Yeah, no. Tobacco is probably
Chops,
my
bro.
worst. Where tobacco is probably the worst vice. Nicotine's probably the worst vice that I have for sure.
Yeah.
I will admit that for sure.
And it's just for that head rush, bro. Like, I mean, shit, I got into it too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not a saint or whatnot, but like, I noticed that the only way I could get out of it, bro, is if I literally didn't have a bong. Like having a bong in my household, it's
Raps.
it's a mathematical, bro. It's an equation that I can't beat.
Those spliffies.
Yeah, I smoke splitties, but even that, bro. Like now, I'm really trying to. I don't know, bro. Like I want to be. I want to be in power of my addictions, of what I love and what I care doing, bro. And these substances have too much power over me, bro. Like I will say things. I'll be like, okay, tonight, okay, Diego, tonight I'll smoke only one joint. Bro, I smoke one joint and I'm like looking at my weed. I'm like, no, I said only one. Boom, boom. And then I just realized how not strong-willed I am, bro. And that shit puts me to shame. Like I'm shameful of myself. I'm like, God, Diego, like no, you know. But it's and only
Recently I've been trying to, like, when I wake up, I like saw this thing like control your addiction. The like first thing you do when you wake up is like the most important thing. So fucking, I've been trying to just like eat and like
Mhm.
look through emails or some shit like that before I smoke. Cause if I smoke, bro, I just like very lazy about it and just take a long ass time and just like delay myself for the day. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think that's it's important, bro. Like, because it's too easy to fall into these things, bro. It's such a slippery slope, and like it's too easy. And so even for that, like I do smoke spliffies, but I try to like sometimes out of the blue, bro, like just stop for like 5 days, bro. And even those 5 days, and I noticed, bro, the crazy part is that when I stop those five
Having,
days, I'm like, fuck, I could never smoke again. Like,
having habits are okay. It's just learning to control them.
yeah,
And
but
being aware of them too is a big thing. Like
it's
if you're not
huge. Yeah, I
aware of,
mean, being
like,
it's like recognizing that you have a problem is the
yeah,
first solution to the problem, right?
sure. Yeah, no, for sure.
But I don't know. Even that, bro. Even like I think anything and everything is good as long as it's done in doses. I think abusing anything,
Moderation.
everything is exactly. I think moderation's key,
Uh,
balance.
everything can be abused. You can literally die from fucking drinking too much water too fast.
It's a good point. No, but literally, and that's like, but that goes to say for like anything. Like, I think
Yeah,
everything has to do with balance.
you can't downplay anything. Like nothing is ever just one time. Shit. Like I hate people that say that. Like
Yeah,
you
no.
never know what that just one time is gonna do to you. So like be fucking careful, bro.
Hmm.
Be careful.
Especially not getting into these things. It's like, but like today, if I could go back and be like, "Oh, Diego, would you smoke your first joint, knowing that that 6 years later you're still fucking smoking joints?" I don't know. It'd be a really hard question for me to have to answer because I think it brought me so much, and I generally do. Like, bro, I was a fucking hyperactive, pissed kid when I was young. Like, I was angry, bro. Like, I was an angry kid, and
Same here, bro. That's so funny you say that. Like it's like a couple years ago maybe because I went to college and shit, and I came back to visit my uncle, and like one of his friends that know me when I was a little kid, and he was like, "Damn, bro, you've changed. It was the weed." I
really.
was like, I mean, like, bro, I mean, like, it would have been the weed or the fucking anxiety medication that the doctor would have fucking tried to give me. So like, yeah, I mean, weed is a crazy plant for sure. I mean, just nowadays too, like what the fuck they're growing, like
Yeah,
it's
it's too strong these days. It's too strong, bro.
fucking like it's
It's getting
insane,
closer
bro.
to pills than fucking it should. Like, it's getting too
An
close to like stuff.
ounce of like hash rosin is more than an ounce of gold.
That's crazy. That's
Just in perspective. So
that's
like
an ounce of what?
hash rosin,
Hash rosin. That's crazy. That's
fucking
crazy, man.
like oil, but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very, very good oil. Fucking yeah, an ounce of that is worth more than gold,
That's insane.
right?
I never thought about that actually.
That's
But
the
so
weed, brothers.
for your anxiety, so do you only smoke weed or you do take some like
I
medical?
tried taking like prescribed medications and shit like that. Like I was, bro, they tried giving me Xanax. I said no to that just because, bro.
I mean, Xanax. You know what Xanax does,
Yeah,
right?
I know
Yeah.
what that can do, and I was just like, fuck that. They had me on some shit called Zoloft and some other shit, and I tried those, and I was just like, it's not. I don't know. For me, I just didn't like the way it made me feel, and then like literally they're like, oh yeah, the longer you take these, it's gonna be harder for you to not have them. And I was like, well then what the fuck is the point of me taking them? Like, why would I want to have
Yeah.
these? I want to be like walking around every day fucking having to take a goddamn pill, bro. And
Hmm.
yeah, that shit honestly, no. I mean it is can be cheaper than weed and shit like that too, but
That's a good point.
for me it's not worth it. I'd rather fucking consume something that comes out of the ground and something that was made in a lab that goes in some fucking rich motherfucker's pocket that's just watching a bunch of fucking kids die. So yeah, I
That's a
don't know.
good point. So you self-medicate now.
Yeah, sure, we'll call it that. I mean, I had my medicinal card for a little bit, so I was prescribed, but that shit has long passed. So yeah.
I see. No, I think we covered a shitload of subjects, to be honest, not gonna lie.
I'm looking at the time, bro. It's an hour,
Yeah,
3:30.
it flew. I know, bro. Usually these conversations tend to they start a little like slow at the start, and then we get
I mean,
passionate.
like you're the homie. I just haven't seen you in a fat. I mean, bro, you're literally on the other side of town right now. Like we just got.
No, you have to, bro. I have to pull up to you, and you have to pull up to me. We
I
have to.
mean, last time I saw you, I think you were tripping.
No, bro. And that was one of my first trips. Like that's my second trip.
Was
And
that at that party, the party where
that
like
party, the party that I was zonked out of my dick, dude. And I remember I had these fucking like finger pops that I would just suck on, bro, because I couldn't talk to anyone. I didn't know anyone. I was with you guys that I had just met, bro. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I think someone got in a fight that night, bro. And I was like, okay, I got
it
it.
was because of my dumbass, bro. I don't know why I didn't instigate it, bro. They were just like talking in a circle and I'm smiling and they told me to take the smile off my face.
Bro, see, they're just looking for something. And dude, I remember I was just there, like, bro, like I'm the type of guy that usually, like, if I'm intoxicated, drunk, or whatnot, like I will jump. And I remember for the first time in my life, I was like telling people to calm down. I was like, calm down, guys, because I was just so high, bro. I didn't understand anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was.
Yeah, fat life is I don't understand that shit either. That's just like other fucking clicky shit. That's just like I don't even know. Weird stuff.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Oh, it's funny that fucking college, yeah, bro. I got denied by my art school. So
What do you mean?
uh,
What does that mean?
like my junior year, I was trying to transfer into their art program. And they said, no, sayonara, peace. We don't.
Really?
Yeah. I had a meeting with them. They were basically just like, bro, it's not possible. Nah,
Why?
because I didn't even have a portfolio of like,
Oh, they wanted to do like some pro type of shit.
yeah, and like I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm literally just like a kid with a dream, but we made it work our own way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, bro, I think that's very like specific to art. People can teach you all they want, bro, but it's you just gotta do it. It's the only way to learn. It's with your hands and your mental, and you gotta reciprocate it, do it again, and keep doing it until it feels good. And I
Practice
think that,
every day for
yeah, I
sure.
think it takes a while for your art to feel good, bro. Like I know for like I still shit on half of the shit that I make, bro. I'm like, nah, this is not. It's true, but only because I really hope to get to a point where like I'll be satisfied with what I do, bro. And I'm like, okay, I love this, bro. This shit looks good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
It's crazy to see fucking the masters fucking just like whip up something and like
like, I mean, there was a saying that says like the masters failed more times than the beginners have tried, or even the decently experienced. So even someone that has decent experience compared to a master, he's tried less times than that guy has failed. You know?
there's levels to this shit, bro. And like literally like I'm here and like I'm trying to be like off screen, bro. Like
Exactly. I respect that. I respect that, Ethan. Look,
and fucking bring everyone with me. Everyone, bro. The whole thing. That's the
yeah,
biggest
I
thing.
respect that, bro. And
Giving back and like putting the homies on, bro, is my biggest goal for sure.
no,
Is like getting to that point. Once I get to that point, I'll be satisfied. Talking about satisfaction, shit like that. Once I can do that, we'll be good.
no, I think I respect it a lot. And I could keep going into conversations with that one because I think that's most of the goals for like the people that are on top. I don't know. I feel like most people, because there's the thing that says, like absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's like even if you are in a position where you can uplift everyone, and like so many people must have thought like we did and went on and continued and went on to do these things and never really uplifted, or at least not that we visualize. Probably are some people behind the curtains that are doing it, but even that's like you have to have a strong will to stay with, even though like the reason why you're doing it is to do that. Like, I don't know. I just feels like, I don't know. Does that make sense at all, what I just said, or no?
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel you on that. Like, yeah, I don't know. When we link, bro, it's definitely something. Cause like with your page, like I definitely fuck the whole, bro. Like since the beginning, bro. Like
Hmm.
your shit's sick, bro. Fucking, you're literally putting other just people on that you think are dope. So like, commend you. Fucking keep doing what you're doing, bro. Cause you're killing it.
I will. I fuck and I enjoy it, honestly, bro. Like, these conversations really mean a lot to me. Just because, I mean, I know you personally, so like we definitely have to. But in general, even the people that I don't know, bro, and I just meet,
Mhm.
it gets very personal very quickly, which I'm glad to. It's like the conversation started a little like, hi, how you doing? But then slowly with time, we just kind of connect
Yeah,
on some things and just try to dive deeper. You know.
yeah, bro. I was watching a couple, bro. It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah. I appreciate that. But Ethan, I think we went over like an hour, so I would want you to kind of just wrap up a nice little ending message to the peeps and whatnot.
Ending message would be take care of yourself. Fucking worry about yourself before you worry about others. It's a fucking pandemic. People have been cooped up. You know, mental health is huge, but also physical. Like your mind works off the body. They are two things. They work together. You gotta make them work together. Fucking, I don't know. Be loving. Fucking stop all this hate bullshit. Like, uh, it's not. It's not cool anymore to be fucking like a douche. Like, I don't know. I don't know why people thought that was the way. It's not.
I feel like it was never cool, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, it's never cool to be a douche. But like, fucking, I don't know. Just like you see it in the media and shit, you know, like that image, that whole fucking.
Mhm.
But yeah, just to wrap it up, fucking take care of yourself out there. It's crazy. Keep grinding and stay positive. Stay positive.
Big respect.